Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Master channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about yet another interesting short-term project that has a good potential, and this project is called Ferrum Network or the FRM token, right? Again, as always guys, I highly recommend you guys to do your own research on any of the projects we cover on our channel. And for this project, I recommend you guys to go to the website ferrum.network in order to learn more about this project, right? But before we talk about Ferrum Network, I want to talk to you guys about Get.io. Get.io, if you guys don't already know, is one of the major centralized exchanges that's known for listing low market cap gem tokens way before they get listed on other major centralized exchanges such as Binance or Coinbase. What this means is if you have a Get.io account and if you invest in these low market cap gem tokens, you stand a chance to make 10, 20, 50 or even 100x gains on these cryptos, right? And if you don't already have a Get.io account, you can use the link in the description, and by doing so, you get the following benefits. So basically, when you start a Get.io account, you basically can buy, sell, trade, as well as look at the price information of different cryptocurrencies, including some low market cap cryptos that's only available in Get.io, so which is basically perfect for people who are trying to do basic trading and find price information for their crypto. When you buy these low market cap crypto, I assume that you'll basically be holding on to it before they get listed on Binance or Coinbase, and while you're holding on to it, you can basically deposit them in the earn section of their platform, where you can basically earn interest on your low market cap crypto by lending or staking or providing dual liquidity or dual farming and so on and so forth, right? So you can basically have a whole host of tools that you can use to basically make a passive income while you're waiting for your favorite tokens to get listed on major exchanges, right? If you're a person who wants to trade NFTs, you can basically do that as well, because they have an NFT platform where you can buy, sell, and trade NFTs for a fraction of the cost compared to platforms like Ethereum. Not only are Ethereum's blockchain transaction fees extremely expensive, but they're also extremely slow. So you can mitigate all of that through Get.io, right? If you're a person who wants to invest in initial exchange offering tokens, where a token is particularly going to be listed on Get.io, and if you want to buy it at the lowest possible price point, you can basically do that through their startup section here, right? So you basically have a whole host of tools that you can use from Get.io, which will help you to make short-term, mid-term, and long-term passive income, right? And if you use the link in the description to set up a Get.io account, you get not only all these benefits, but you also get a 30% trading fee rebate on any trades that you make on Get.io. And by doing so, you're able to buy more crypto than you usually can, right? And by doing using the link in the description to setting up a Get.io account, you're also supporting the Brutal Investor channel, for which I thank in advance. So going back to the CoinMarketCap page for this token, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to rely on the information presented on CoinMarketCap's page for this token, along with the information presented on the website itself. But this is only going to be a peripheral analysis, which means you need to do your own in-depth research before you put your hard-earned money on this token, right? So what is Ferrum Network? Ferrum Network is a pioneer in ushering in the era of interoperability 2.0, powered by the Quantum Portal. Ferrum Network's mainnet nodes are related infrastructure will bring value, data, and functional interoperability to every chain in the industry. So what Ferrum Network does is basically they're a pioneer in ushering the era of interoperability. They're focused on interoperability 2.0, which means they're trying to work with multiple other chains as much as they can in order to bring in interoperability. And they're basically powered by Quantum Portal, which is basically the main node runners for Ferrum Network, and any form of related infrastructure such as value, data, and functional interoperability will be brought into Ferrum Network thanks to Quantum Portal, right? Utilizing the Ferrum Network, anyone can build and deploy solutions on one network and instantaneously enable multi-chain functionality without the burden or technical debt that comes with managing a multi-chain infrastructure for their dApps and projects. So let's say, for example, if you're trying to build a platform on multiple different chains, you would need to not only know the complexity as well as the issues that can happen, as well as the technicalities that will arise when transferring your dApp from one blockchain to another blockchain. Those kind of technicalities also hinder developers to prevent them from moving from one blockchain to another blockchain unless it is absolutely necessary, right? But with Ferrum network, if you are a developer, you basically mitigate all of these issues because Ferrum network makes it easier for a particular project or a dApp to be transferred from one blockchain to another blockchain, because their main focus is to become interoperable. Everything should be interoperable in their vision, and that's their main vision, right? So Ferrum also specializes in as a multi-chain blockchain, as a service DeFi company, adding deflationary mechanisms, token utility, and advisory services to projects across the crypto space. So apart from providing a interoperable platform, they are also specializing in providing multi-chain blockchain as a service solution, and they're basically adding deflationary token mechanisms, different token utilities, as well as any form of advisory services to make it easier for other projects to integrate in the crypto space. So those are other services that they're offering as well. With the mission of breaking down barriers to mass adoption in mind, Ferrum empowers the industry by reducing friction and bringing startups and established networks closer together. So their main focus is to remove all barriers for interoperability and to make everything much more easily work with each other, whereby each network can come closer and closer to one another blockchain, thereby making the Web3 space much more smoother and as a tightly woven fabric, right? So that's the main focus that they're trying to achieve. So the next section talks about the founders of Ferrum Network, which is not really relevant to the purpose of this video. So I highly recommend you guys to go through that yourself as a part of your own, do your own research project, right? The next section that we're going to cover is what makes Ferrum Network unique. So why would you choose to put your money onto Ferrum Network instead of some other project, right? So Ferrum Network is a project that aims to boost the use of cryptocurrencies in everyday life by delivering comprehensive solutions. So they're trying to focus on bringing cryptocurrency in everyday life, because if you see, a lot of blockchains are isolated into unique silos, and the interoperability is even though it's moving in the right direction, it's not really as prominent. So by Ferrum Network bringing in high level of interoperability into projects, they are actually bringing in the crypto space into the real world, thereby making it a part of everyday's activity, right? And that's their main overall goal. The company's goal is to make cryptocurrencies accessible to non-professionals and help make digital assets the world's new money. Obviously, their main goal is to try to make all the cryptocurrencies come to the real world and make them as a standard norm of using day-to-day financial services, right? According to its founders, Ferrum Network's mission is to make it possible for people to make cryptocurrency transactions at lightning speed, as its blockchain is designed to carry out transactions of any size in a matter of milliseconds. So obviously, the founders of this project are claiming that their blockchain, which is the Ferrum Network, can do multiple transactions simultaneously at a fraction of the cost and at lightning fast speeds, right? So these are some of the big claims that they're making, which their project has so far seemingly delivered it, right? The company is trying to leverage the decentralized features of blockchain technology to eliminate the need for third-party intermediaries. So they're also trying to avoid the middleman or any form of third-party intermediaries who will probably prevent the progress from happening, or they may either charge a fee or cause an hindrance, which should not even be there in the real world, because according to their vision, they want to bring users closer to the financial empowerment that they deserve without having to have a third-party intermediary blocking that service, right? This reduces the number of fees customers have to pay for transactions and boosts privacy and data protection for both the senders and the receivers. So while they're doing this, they're actually improving the fees that the people have to pay, because by removing third-party intermediaries, they're giving a direct pathway for the users to use their respective dApps, and that only costs a fraction of a cent in most cases, because the middleman is the person who's actually charging the highest fees, which is the reason why everything is very expensive these days. But according to their vision, if they remove the middleman, this will make it much more cheaper and convenient for the users to use, and also boosts privacy as well as data protection, because there's no middleman to hold your privacy information or any form of data, and you're basically giving your data and everything directly to the dApp or smart contract, and instead getting the benefits and rewards directly from the smart contract instead of a middleman, right? So that's the quick overview of the project. And if you see here, the platform also allows developers to design decentralized applications, which is pretty straightforward, right? So that's the quick overview of this particular project. You can scroll below to see the security of the Ferrum network. Since Ferrum network, or the FRM token, is an ERC20 token built on the Ethereum blockchain, they're basically leveraging the security of the Ethereum blockchain, which is one of the most secure blockchains in the world, right? So that's pretty good. If you scroll below, there's other information. So let's go to their website itself to understand how it looks like, as well as what they are presenting, which is not available in the CoinMarketCap's page, right? Ferrum.network is a website. So if you see right off the bat, they have a pretty cool website, dark themed. Again, they're trying to solve the problem of interoperability 1.0, which is currently not really sufficient. You need interoperability 2.0, where every blockchain is communicating with every other blockchain, right? And if you scroll further below, the solution they're proposing, the future is interoperability, and this is bridgeless. So you should not rely on bridges to work on interoperability. You should focus on making your project interoperable by default, right? And Ferrum's Infinity Layer mainnet leverages the Polkadot substrate infrastructure. So they are using Polkadot's substrate. They are kind of like a parachain. They're aiming to be a parachain at least, and they're trying to leverage the substrate infrastructure in order to become interoperable. And if you scroll further below, this is a cool graphic that talks about how their network works in a visual manner. Technology powering interoperability 2.0. So they do have the technology through the quantum protocol that enables interoperability 2.0 to happen, right? The quantum protocol, so you can you can basically read through this information if you want, but we've basically covered this we covered a few seconds before. Limitless use case for dApps of the Infinity Layer mainnet. So their mainnet is Infinity Layer, so you can see that they're clearly emphasizing a lot of benefits of their Infinity Layer mainnet, which people can take advantage of, including developers. So modular dApps, flexible as well as high-speed transactions, and so on and so forth. And if you scroll further below, they have the roadmap, which you can go through by yourself. Apart from that, they have the community information which you can use to become part of the community, and subscribe for their newsletter to get more information directly from the team, right? And you can clearly see that the website is pretty compact and very easily providing information in bite-sized pieces to users who are trying to understand what this project is, as well as for developers who want to have technical information as well, right? So now that we covered this one, let's go back to the CoinMarketCap page for their FRM token. This token is currently ranked 1251st by market cap and CoinMarketCap, and is currently trading at 2.5 cents at the time of making this video. And if you see, the token has also gone up slightly in the past 24 hours of about 2.01%, which shows that this token is kind of like moving in the upward direction. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, the token is still has a long way to go when it comes to price action, right? You can clearly see the contract information for Ethereum, BNB chain, Polygon, as well as Avalanche C chain. So you can clearly see that they are present on multiple different blockchains. They are also audited by Hacken, and if you scroll further below, the market cap is only $1.7 million of market cap. So you can clearly see that this project has a high potential to grow in the future. And if you get in at the right time, you'll be able to make some really good gains, right? And if you see, the 24-hour volume is also quite decent, about $950,000 in total volume in the past 24 hours. So it's quite good. And if you see the max supply, the token has a max supply of 331.7 million tokens, which, even though is above the 100 million token supply that I would personally want to see from a project, they are still significantly well controlled when it comes to max supply, compared to projects that have 1 billion or 5 billion or 10 billion tokens as a max supply, right? So in that way, I think this is pretty good. The circulating supply is 20% of the max supply, which is not that great and also not that bad. At least it's more than 5% of the max supply when it comes to circulation. And when it comes to short-term price slumping, this token will definitely experience that, because there's a lot more tokens that will get pumped into the market, which will probably push the token price down. But this is only going to be for the short to mid-term period and not for the long-term period, right? So if you can oversee that aspect, I think this token is really good, right? If you scroll further below, you can look at the charts. As you can see, this token has performed really well in the past where this token did a really huge all-time high. But if you look at the price where this token was, it was worth less than 1 cent. It was worth $0.008 as of 30th of August 2019. It's been around for quite some time. It was moving sideways for a very long time, and I think it started pumping during the early 2020s, and then it actually started pumping somewhere late 2020, which was when the token went from 3 cents per token as of 28th of November 2020 all the way till its current all-time high of 90 cents per token, and this was as of 15th of April 2021, right? Then it immediately crashed after that. So for people who bought this token for less than a cent and who sold it at 90 cents per token, they would have made some enormous gains, right? So that was pretty cool for people who made that kind of gain. So if you're one of them, kudos to you. But for people who bought at the top, there is definitely some opportunity in the at least in the midterm for you, which you can take advantage of, because if you're trying to sell it right now, you're probably going to be selling it at a very big loss, right? So if you're holding on to this token, just hold on to it for a little bit longer, because this token will probably cross the $1 mark in the next bull run, which is definitely going to happen, right? But if you see the token immediately after reaching the low point of 8 cents per token, it started bouncing up and down, making some short-term gains for people who bought it at this price point. But overall, the token went downwards from there, and then it's currently at 2.5 cents per token, right? So I think this is still a good opportunity to buy, despite the fact that this token is in the green in the past 24 hours. I think in the long-term perspective, this token has actually been close to its all-time low right now, which is obviously a good time to buy, right? So if you're buying this token at this price point, you can wait till this token reaches the $1 mark, which will happen sometime in the next bull run, and then you can probably dump this token, right? So clearly for the short term, you can make some good gains while this token is bouncing up and down, as well as for the midterm, but long-term potential is yet to be seen, because we don't really have more information about this project, right? When it comes to the number of tokens that you want to buy, I would again give you 3 scenarios where you have the safe option, the slightly risky option, as well as the degen option. If you see, the safest option is putting in $100 for this token to buy at this price point. If you buy at this price point, you can basically buy 3,862 tokens for every $100 you spend. And by spending $100, you basically get a decent exposure to this token, and the moment this token goes up to 5 cents per token, you can sell it to make some short-term gains, right? So clearly there's some really short-term gain opportunity that you can make, but since you are not going to be able to capture a lot of profit with just $100, if you're taking a little bit more riskier approach, which is putting in $1,000, you can basically buy 38,000 tokens, and when this token does a 10x, you'll be able to make $10,000, right? I think this token has a chance to make more than 10x. I think this token can go as high as $1 per token. Maybe if you're lucky, it can go a little bit further than that, but I think it definitely has a huge potential to touch $1 by the next bull run. So you can see how much money you can clearly make if you buy at least $1,000 worth of token, right? But again, this is not my suggestion or recommendation. It's just my personal opinion. I would not recommend anyone to put money that you're not willing to lose, right? If you're going in the degen mode, you can probably put in, let's say, $5,000 into this project, and you can clearly see that you'll be able to buy 193,000 tokens. And when the token goes even a little bit higher, you can capture a lot of value by selling this token for a profit, and you'll probably be able to double or triple or even quadruple your money easily, right, when you put in a larger capital. But again, $5,000 is going to be extremely risky, and I would not recommend anyone to do that. It's only going to be for people who are willing to take the risk, knowing the risk in the first place, and people who are willing to lose the $5,000 if something goes bad, right? A lot of people don't really have that much money to waste, so I would not recommend you to put in $5,000 even if you have it, right? But these are just 3 example scenarios on how you can expect this token to perform, right? So when it comes to markets itself, you can clearly see that this token is available on Get.io, where you can buy it with USDT, which has the most volume and liquidity. KuCoin is also a better place to buy. Ascendex is also another good exchange, centralized exchange to buy this token. There's a lot of decentralized exchanges, including PancakeSwap, TraderJoe on Avalanche, Banco Network on Ethereum, and so on and so forth. but I wouldn't really recommend buying it below Banco network because it seems like the volume and liquidity seem to be low. And also, as I say, usually when you have multiple different exchange listings, you can actually do arbitrage trading to make some really good quick profit, which is also possible with multiple different exchanges, right? So I think Gainz.io, KuCoin, and SNDEX are probably the most popular centralized exchanges. Uniswap, PancakeSwap, and Trader Joe and Banco Network are the popular decentralized exchanges where I can buy this token from, right? So what's my final verdict on this token, guys? I think this token has a really good short-term as well as mid-term potential. The long-term potential is not yet known. I think in the next bull rally, this token will easily cross the $1 mark. For people who are putting in $100, $1,000, or $5,000, you'll be able to make any gain that you want, but the significance of the gain varies depending on how much money you put in initially, right? And at the same time, if you are trying to just make arbitrage trading, there's also opportunity for you to do that as well, because several other decentralized exchanges have good opportunities to provide you with an arbitrage trading, which you can use to make some quick bucks as well, right? It's a very good project. Fundamentally, the tokenomics is probably the only weaker point, but even that, I think it's much better than several other projects we covered on our channel. And I think the fundamentals as well as the actual fact that they're trying to become a parachain in Polkadot is definitely going to be a positive thing that needs to be watched in order to see how well they perform in the long term, right? So again, remember guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you liked my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.